Did you know you can sponsor your favorite podcast on the Spin Market Podcast Network? Hi, everybody. I'm Peter Stockdale, host of the Spin Market Report. In the past year, our podcasts have had over 20,000 total streams, and our YouTube channels have had over 1 million views. Whether you're promoting a product, service, or event, we'll help you reach the audience that matters. Get more information on how to sponsor a podcast at spinmarketwith2ks.com. Spin Market. Your business, your message, our platform.
It's the Spin Market Report. Here's your host, Peter Stockdale.
Hey, we are back. It's Marketing Monday again.
As we always say, every Marketing Monday, it's the most important day of the week.
Yes, the Spin Market Report comes out every single Monday, and this week we are sitting down with Ashley Tuttle from Almost Home. Ashley, how did you get involved with Almost Home?
Yeah, so my involvement with Almost Home actually just started when I was job searching and not even like fully in the market for a job. I was just kind of scrolling through just to see what was out there. I came across Almost Home, and I have a passion for animals. Okay. So I was just kind of looking through, and then of course I always have to do my own research and figure out, because I would say I'm still fairly new to the area. I live in Humboldt, so I've been in this area.
Go Humboldt, that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Yes.
I went to school there.
Okay, yep. So I've been there for about 9 years. So I didn't grow up here. So just learning about Almost Home through their website, through word of mouth. I had to, ask some people if they knew about Almost Home before I wanted to actually commit to this. So I went ahead and applied after looking through everything. I've been working in nonprofits for the last 8 years or so. I just really have a passion wanting to work for a mission. So got involved that way. I had my interview, and it's all history from there.
Wow.
Awesome.
Good job.
Can you explain what Almost Home does?
Yeah, so Almost Home is a humane society. So we bring in any animals who owners can't take care of them anymore. They need to surrender them for one reason or another. We also will take in animals that maybe have gone through their stray holds at the local pound, and if they don't have the room to hold them, and we do, then we'll take those animals as well. We're here to provide that love and care for those animals that don't have a home right now, and then we go through and we make sure that they get updated on their vaccines, that they get spayed or neutered, that they are microchipped so they don't ever get lost again. And then we work on finding them a perfect home.
Nice. All right, you said you had a desire to work kind of in these types of fields. What inspires you to work in these types of fields?
Yeah, so when I first started in the nonprofit world, so I started on the human side, right. Working with people with intellectual developmental disabilities. And I really got involved in that field, looking through, I was tired of just a corporate everyday job. I wanted something that I could actually make a difference and feel like I'm making a difference in someone or some things live, now that we have animals as well. But I really wanted to make that difference and feel like I had an impact. So getting involved in the nonprofit, I really felt like I was able to make those deeper connections with people. And that really has what's kept me in the nonprofit world.
Nice. You'd mentioned you're working there about half a year, right?
Yep.
All right. Has anything changed in the last half a year? Like from when you got hired, were you getting hired to do XYZ and now you're doing ABC?
I mean, I feel like I'm a jack of all trades right now.
All right.
So I have been working on just making sure that obviously the facility continues to run every day. We're working on getting all of the paperwork in order and doing all the financials and things of that nature that comes with being a director, but also really learning more of the animal stuff as well. So really getting involved in learning, like doing dog meet and greets and seeing if they get along. And now we're working on trying to do cat and dog meet and greets and see if the dogs are cat friendly.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I'm learning more of those animal behaviors that I didn't know before. So that's been fun and a good learning thing for me, I think.
Yeah. I never would have thought about that. Like the like oddly social aspect of your job with the pets, with the animals. I don't know. I guess I just thought, you take care of them and you feed them and you make them happy and then send them somewhere else if they need to go somewhere else. And I didn't realize that, like, you're basically getting them out for like a tea party for animals, to see like, hey, do you guys like each other?
We want them to have friends.
Yes.
Just like everybody else.
Yeah. They all have personalities, just like
absolutely
adults or like humans.
Yes.
How long has Almost Home been around? Do you know?
Almost Home has been around for about 41 years.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Do you know how it started?
Oh goodness. I don't. I know that we're in a different location than it originally was in.
Okay.
I know there was a building at some place downtown.
No,
possibly.
Actually, it would be across from Nestle's, and it's now a retail store.
Okay.
And they tore down the back part.
Yep.
Of it because it was not very nice.
Sure.
Okay.
And then we got this new building. It was around 2011 is when that new building came up. And we've been out there ever since.
Nice. You had mentioned, kind of helping the dogs get to know each other, helping the cats get to know each other, and then cats and dogs getting together. What about like community programs? Are there any community programs where you're like, let's see how people interact with these animals? Or are there anything that the community interacts with your company as?
Yeah, so we have volunteers
cool.
that can come in and they can socialize with the animals. It really helps the animals because then they're getting different people and learning that, depending on the situation that they came from, we don't know if they were taken care of well prior. So it's getting them to interact with others as well. So those volunteers are fantastic. So they can come in and they can walk dogs. They can play with the dogs. They can come in and take care of the cats. They can socialize with the cats. We can get them into our little cat colonies and they just have a good old time. So yeah, we try to integrate the community that way. And then just trying to do some different events out in the community. And we've been able to partner with the Fort Dodge Kennel Club
cool.
a little bit this last month, and we got some of our dogs out there,
Nice.
which has been great. And we actually got a couple adopted that way.
Oh,
So that
wow.
was even better.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Is that the main goal of Almost Home, is to get animals to be adopted? Or is there how do you measure the success of like what you're doing at the end of the week or at the end of the day or quarter or year?
I would say success for me at Almost Home would be to make sure all of the animals are well taken care of first. But yeah, it is to make sure that we're finding every animal a home and that it's a good home. So we do have background checks. We do vet checks. We want to make sure that if somebody has animals, that they're taking care of their current animals. And we also do property checks. We want to make sure that those animals are going into a place that they might have gone, like somebody might be renting a house, and if their landlord doesn't allow an animal, we don't want to send that animal to that house. So we're going to call that landlord and verify. We're trying to get these animals into their forever home.
That makes sense.
We always, in our policy, in our contract, we tell everybody that if for some reason it doesn't work out, that to bring that animal back. They are always have a home at Almost Home. But our goal is to get them into a home and to be to be their forever home.
I love that. So have you been able to see in the last like half a year the impact that Almost Home has on the community?
Yeah, we've, in the last 5 months since I've been there, we have adopted out, about 130 animals.
Wow.
And we've brought in just as many.
Oh,
So,
wow.
It's kind of heartbreaking for how many animals are out there that don't have homes or they're not in their forever homes. We get calls daily, so many calls daily about about people that aren't able to care for their animals anymore. And they want to know if we have room for them. And our shelter is full, and we are a limited intake shelter. We are a no-kill shelter, so we're not going to euthanize one animal to make room for another. We're going to wait until those animals get their homes before we'll bring in more. But being able to see that impact of, yes, we're able to find animals' homes and then bring in more, really makes an impact on the community.
Absolutely. How about like individuals, families, experiences you've had that have like impacted you in the last half year that you've been there?
I think individuals or families, I really enjoy hearing stories, people coming in that have adopted multiple times from us in the past. And while maybe some of them, their animals had passed away, which is always sad, and we always sympathize with them, they're coming back to get a new friend. So being able to hear that and know that they know that we're a great place to come to definitely makes an impact.
Absolutely. How about what makes you guys different than other organizations? I guess I'm not super familiar with like exactly what all the differences are between all of the, I don't want to say like animal shelters, but the like animal rescue type places that are in town. What's the difference between all of them?
Yeah, so we have our Humane Society, our shelter. So we're here, we can take in owner surrenders, and we can take the animals that are past their stray hold with the pound. So that is different than animal control. So we're not animal control, and we get confused with that all the time. We get so many calls about that. So the lost pets, even though it's in our mission that we want to help those lost pets, the lost pets have to go to the local pound and go through that hold. Hopefully they're able to find their home within those 5 to 7 days. But if they're not, that's when we can take them. So that's a really big difference. And they also have started, which is fantastic, they've also started their own nonprofit. So they're also now able to adopt out some of those animals, which is able to help because there is such a large animal crisis right now, if you will. There's so many animals that are strays. There's so many animals that people are dumping because they can't care for them, and maybe we don't have room, and they're just trying to figure out something to do with them. So there's the big difference there. And then we have like Moffitt's up in Humboldt. They're also a shelter, but they do the animal control as well. So they're kind of dual status.
Oh, wow.
And then we have like Peace Creek, which is in Humboldt. They're a rescue, but they also adopt out animals. So I've been able to work with the different organizations as well and swap ideas and we're all in it for the same reason. It's all because we're trying to help these animals.
It's mind-blowing to me that somebody would dump an animal down a gravel road or something. There's like 7 billion people in the world. You think you could be able to find somebody that would be willing to take this animal and love it.
Yes.
I don't know. It's just crazy to me.
That's so sad. I feel just like you, Peter. I don't know how somebody could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just mind-blowing, especially when we got somebody like Sadie over here, the chief pet officer, taking a nap off camera here.
Absolutely. You know, we have an office cat as well. So you have Sadie. So we have our office cat, Shirley. So she greets everybody.
Awesome. Is there any plans to get an office cat named Laverne?
Ooh, that would be a fantastic idea.
Wouldn't that be?
I think I've actually met Shirley before. Shirley was a pretty nice cat, if I recall correctly.
Yes, probably when we were there for Nestle's.
Yeah. That was a fun time.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys are not in the business of like if somebody loses an animal or they see one running around, they don't call you to have you go pick it up. That's correct. Okay.
Yep. So they should call animal control for that, which is the non-emergency police line.
Okay.
So then they contact the animal control officers, and then they handle those ones.
All right. So, what are some things the community can do to help you guys along with your efforts? We had mentioned volunteering. I'm assuming you take donations.
Yes, absolutely. So volunteering's fantastic. We have lots of opportunities, whether it is, again, coming in to socialize with the animals or going for dog walks. But we also have things, maybe some building maintenance that could be done. There's all kinds of different things that I don't always think about that can happen with that. So, if we had somebody that was able to maybe have like an electrician or a plumber or somebody that that we could contact, that would save us a little bit of cost. Being a nonprofit, I think can be a challenge all on its own, because we don't get funding from any kind of city, state, government. All of our funding comes from our communities. It's all donation based. So if we were able to save some of those costs, that would definitely help us out. So volunteering is fantastic. Obviously monetary donations, but even donations of cat litter. We are always needing cat litter. We have a fantastic partnership with Purina for the dog and cat food, which is great. Sometimes we end up putting a need out there for we have a colony of fluffy kitties. We can't use the other fat word. It's fluffy. So we have weight management food. So some of those special kinds of things, we'll put out a request to the community for if somebody wanted to donate something like that. Even cleaning supplies, again, it's things people don't always think about. We can use toilet paper, we can use paper towels, cleaning supplies, all of that kind of stuff is definitely helpful when it comes to donations.
Yeah, I guess for some reason I never thought about donating services. It makes sense. Yeah. It only makes sense to donate. I guess if you have some extra time, and why not?
Absolutely.
Or at least in some capacity, you could defray the costs.
Yep.
I also you mentioned nonprofit. So I worked for a couple big box companies in my life, and sometimes they'll give you a day off every year to go do volunteer work, or sometimes more than that.
Yep.
And a lot of times it was you have to go to a nonprofit or an approved one. Had I known this, I would have been out walking dogs, a couple days a year, just getting paid to do it by the big box companies I worked for.
Yeah.
But, so I don't know if anybody's thinking about that. This is probably a volunteer opportunity that could fit in there.
Absolutely.
I remember also when you went to high school, before you graduated, you had to do volunteer hours and things like that. I'm sure this would probably fit in that too.
We do have some high schoolers that come to volunteer.
Awesome.
Yep.
That's so cool. So let's see, how can somebody that wants to volunteer get involved? Do they just call you, or do they show up, or what hours are available, or how does this work?
Yeah. So we have an application for volunteering. It just goes over what you're wanting to help with. And then from there, we set up a time for them to come in. And it's really mostly during our open hours. So we are open to the public Wednesday through Saturday, 11 to 5. So typically it's mostly through those hours. Once we get to know somebody a little bit better, then we might offer some additional hours, because obviously we have staff there a lot earlier and every day, because the animals need food and water, and we got to clean up after them. So once we get to know somebody, we can have them come in different hours, but typically we'll start just during our open hours.
All right. What kind of personality types, people, are you looking for to come in and do some volunteering? Yeah, I mean, we'd obviously mentioned doing services, or you could donate things, but if somebody wants to go out, do, maybe play with the animals, walk the dogs, things like that, what kind of people are you looking for?
Anybody that has a heart of gold and wants to come help play with some animals.
How about coming over and playing with the cats? Is that a thing people do too?
It is.
Awesome. Yep. Sweet. That's right up my alley.
We have a few volunteers that come in pretty much on a daily basis to play with the cats.
Awesome.
And we have a couple specific dog walkers that come just about every day to walk different dogs for us.
That's heartwarming.
It is.
That's so nice.
It's great community.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so I got to ask you, what's your favorite part of your workday? There's something about working with animals that's just enjoyable, but what's your favorite part about it?
I would say, so I have to do all the business side of it as well. So my favorite part is going back to see the animals and playing with the cats and taking dogs out. And yesterday I got so excited. We ended up taking in a husky over the weekend, and he's been kind of timid. So I hadn't been able to, he'd always run away from me. So yesterday I decided to get him out, and I sat on the floor and just waited for him to see if he'd come over. And he did. Like it took me sitting on the floor, getting down face to face. And then he started giving me kisses, and then I was able to pet him. And that was like the best part of my day.
Oh, wow.
That's gotta be
really fun.
Yes.
Yeah, it's got to be interesting to, like, most dogs have, like, generally speaking, you can pigeonhole, like, this dog breed kind of has this personality, and this one kind of has, and you're getting like this weird firsthand look at like all of the different breeds and all the different types. Because I mean, you mentioned husky. I always feel like they're kind of like that. They're a little timid at first, and then they're like your best friend when they get to know you.
Oh yeah, yep. And then we started to see him starting to play, and I'm like, oh my god, I love your personality.
That
is also something important to remember. Like, all animals do have a personality.
They do.
You know,
Absolutely.
Sadie is a perfect example as well over here. Her personality is just to love everybody, but it's interesting. Tom, she'll do something and I'll say, that's what she wants. And Tom will go, how do you know that? Well, you're around her so much, you know exactly what she's asking.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's super funny, because she'll just be like in the other room making noise, like, you gotta go to the bathroom, and then the dog just like freaks out, like, oh, I guess she does have to go to the bathroom. Like, I would have never guessed that. I thought maybe just chewing on something or playing with a toy, but that's pretty funny. I mean, you and Mackenzie over there are pretty in tune with the dogs. I mean, you guys spend most of your time with them here at work, and she'll pop in and say hi to me every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
That's what's fun is if we get in here into the office and everybody's here, she'll go from office to office, just greet everybody and say hi.
That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, or it's lunchtime, and she'll see if she can snag a corner off of a sandwich or something from somebody.
Like, it's my lunch too.
Oh man, well, this sounds like such a fun job. What's one thing about Almost Home that might surprise people? I mean, imagine you're talking to me. I don't know too much about it. Tell me something fun about it that might kind of wow me. There's got to be things going on there that I wouldn't have thought of.
Yeah, I think just knowing that people can come in and actually see the animals and play with them, as long as we have that volunteer application in. The dogs are a little bit different story. So we'll take tours. We'll let people go through tours of our cat area. But we don't take anybody back to the dogs. And I know that disappoints a lot of people. But really it's because in the back, they are in kennels, and it gets really loud because when one starts barking, they all do. And then they get really excited and they start to do spins, and then we end up with injuries, and we don't want any of that. So, and honestly, I could wholeheartedly say that if I had walked back there looking to adopt a dog, I probably wouldn't adopt any of them. They are so different outside of the kennel. So when we are having people look to adopt an animal or take one for a walk, we bring them out one by one, and we let them we have a big meet and greet room. We let them do their meeting in there. They get to play with them. They get to learn their personality. We also, for people who have other animals, if they have another dog, we want them to meet the dog, so we want them to bring in their dog, and we want to make sure that they're going to get along. Yeah. Because we want to make sure we have a right fit. So I think that's also something that people don't realize that we do. Again, it's all about making sure that these animals have the right fit, the right home.
Have you ever taken in any animals that weren't cats or dogs?
No.
No, you're cutting it off with cats and dogs.
Yep. So our license, so we have specific licensing rules.
Okay.
So we can only care for cats and dogs.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Interesting. So I'm not going to show up there and there's not going to be like bunnies there.
Oh no.
Okay.
I mean, if there are, I hope that they're not in the dog run area.
Exactly.
Oh, I can just imagine that, getting all excited. All right, so if you could host any event or activity for the community that's related to Almost Home, no budgets, dream opportunity, what do you think you would like to do?
There's a couple different things that I'm kind of pondering and thinking about. So I think we haven't done so many places are doing like the fun runs. So I've been pondering about maybe hosting one of those. So maybe like a 5K. But having people who maybe not have their own dog, if they wanted to bring one of the shelter dogs out that's also dog friendly, because we do have a few that aren't. But the ones that are dog friendly, like maybe we could get some of them out to do those kinds of activities.
That sounds pretty fun.
So something like that. And then we've also been thinking of the idea of maybe doing some kids' birthday parties at the shelter.
Ooh.
We have a community room area that right now is a lot of storage, so I'm working on cleaning that out. But then I've really thought about just doing some kids' birthday parties. Rent out the space, and then we can bring up some cats and dogs for the kids to play with.
Oh, that's super fun. I would have never thought of that.
Something totally different for a birthday party. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to talk about that the other day. Like, I love those kind of community spaces where people can kind of get together. We were talking about like going places for like birthday parties as a kid growing up. That would have been super fun to be able to go, to a shelter and it's like, let's all pet animals,
Yep, absolutely.
No, it just sounds really fun to me. All right. So outside of work, what hobbies or activities do you like to do to help you recharge? I'm sure it's really nice, hanging out with animals, playing with them all day, and just kind of, slowly bettering the world a little bit one day at a time. But I assume you also need to recharge your batteries when you get home.
I do.
How about like, I almost don't want to ask, do you just go home and play with your pets and you're just like, I love you so much? Like,
I mean, I do that. Absolutely. And I have a dog, and he is an 85-pound lap dog is what he is. So he comes in and he smells all of the other animals on me. He's super jealous. So I have to give him all the lovings. And then I have a cat who will, once I'm finally done and sitting down for the night, then she comes and plops on my lap. So we gotta give them their loves. But I really enjoy the outdoors. So I love to go for walks and just listen to music, which helps me clear my head. I am a kayaker. I love to be on the water. So kayaking or canoeing and fishing. I love to fish. So things like that, and just family time. My oldest son graduated high school this past May, and he went off to the Army. So I got one son left at home, but really looking forward to having some Christmas holiday block leave for him to come back. So just having that family time is really important as well.
Absolutely. I loved how you mentioned, like, when you get home, your dog gets to smell all the other stuff. Like, smelling for dogs is like the internet for them.
It really is.
Like, they get all their information that way. They figure out what's been going on. They can, they do like, I looked it up once, like smell degradation. They can figure out like how long you were at certain places and how long you're going to be.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's pretty wild. And your dog gets like to cruise the internet super highway like every single night just to see what's Charlie up to.
Yeah, where have you been, Mom?
Yeah. Well, and I heard something about when the dog is out sniffing around, it's like an energy buzz for them. It's like equal to X number of minutes of jogging or whatever. I can't remember the exact amount, but that's really interesting. I hadn't thought of it that way. That's why they say let the dog sniff, because it's part of their.
Yeah, that's how they learn.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny because every time somebody comes through the door here, we've got two sets of doors here, and one is like the lobby, and then behind the lobby door, Sadie's back here hanging out. And if somebody comes through the front door, you can hear how hard she's smelling through the door, trying to be like, wait, who's here? Who's here?
I might know this person.
Or I don't know this person, but now I want to know this person as soon as they come through. It's a love fest. It's pretty fun.
Yes.
All right, we're getting close to the end here. I do want to say this has been super fun because I didn't really know all the differences between all these places that we have in town here and how they all help out. It seems like you guys kind of help each other out in some capacity. Yeah. Like they take care of this, and then when they're done, they can, come over to here, and you guys help make sure animals have a place to go and make sure that it is the correct place for them to go.
Yes, absolutely.
I do want to say almosthomeiowa.com. I'll have the links down below in the description for anybody looking for any of that stuff. But I do have one question before you go. This is a question I ask everybody. Is there a time in your life where marketing impacted you and you possibly didn't know it until afterwards? This could be at your job or in, day-to-day life.
I don't know that I have a specific example, but I really think it's word of mouth. Like things that maybe I have heard of in the past, or things that I've researched and then I hear an advertisement about it, or I hear somebody else talk about like, oh, that was a fantastic place. I had awesome customer service, things of that nature. Those are the places that I want to go to. So I think it's really, and I think that's important even in our business, of it's all word of mouth.
Absolutely. It comes up periodically here. Word of mouth it feels like it went away and everything's digital now and you got to be able to track stuff, et cetera. But word of mouth is still very important. You can have all the, internet reviews you want, but I don't know any of those people. I don't know.
Correct.
I don't know who said any of that stuff. And sometimes if you just have, an acquaintance, somebody you work with, a family member, whoever it is, say, I went here and it was great. Well, I know this person and I trust them and I'm going to take their word for it. I'm going to give it a try. Like that is a very important thing. I always loved word of mouth. It's one of my favorite things. If you guys are listening to this and you're enjoying this podcast, let somebody know.
Exactly.
Word of mouth. So that's how that works. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's one of my favorite unsung marketing tactics out there is just letting people know. It's one of my favorite things when I recommend something to somebody and they like it too, though. It's just like, hey, you got to try this sandwich over at that place. And they go over there and try it. And like, that was a good sandwich.
Yeah.
It kind of validates me to be like, yeah, I do have a good opinion, don't I?
I was good on this one.
Yeah.
Well, this has been really fun. Thank you very much for joining us. But before you go, I think Cheryl's got something for you.
Yes, well, this is right up your alley. But we have Buster the Bulldog because he's our mascot, and he is reason why we're bulldogs for our clients, to get them digitally online and get them found. And we always ask our guests to give Buster just a little head rub and for luck. And
Thanks, Buster.
Yes, his head's getting very shiny.
That's all right.
Yes.
We need to find like a sculptor and do one of Sadie over on this side, just for fun.
Absolutely.
Do you know of somebody? Do you know of somebody that does that?
I don't know any sculptors. I know a good artist.
Well, maybe we'll just have to hang a painting.
Hang a painting over of Sadie. Yes.
This has been really fun. Before you take off, anything you want to say about everybody before you go? Did we miss anything in this interview that you think people might really like to know about?
No, I think we've covered a lot of information. Definitely, if anyone's interested, come out to the shelter, meet us. We can take you on a tour. We love for people to come out and take a look and see what we're doing, all of the great things with the animals. And if you're interested in volunteering, all of our volunteer applications, our adoption applications, ways to donate, everything is on our website.
Awesome.
I know one thing on the dog park.
Yeah.
Is that open to the public?
Oh yeah. So the dog park is a members only.
Okay.
So with that, it depends on, we do have a monthly or a yearly rate for that, but it's really to make sure that we're getting vaccination records, because we want to make sure that everybody out there is being safe. So we want to make sure that they're up to date on their vaccines, and then that also that we're not liable if anything happens, but we want to make sure that everybody knows our rules. We want to make sure that there's no big dogs that are in with the little dogs, or that there's mean dogs. They got to have dog friendly if they want to be off leash.
Okay.
All right. I'm assuming more information on that at your website as well.
Yes, there is.
All right. AlmostHomeIowa.com and all the social media, etc. will be down below in the description. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
This podcast is produced by Spin Market Digital. Located in Fort Dodge, Iowa, Spin Market's highly skilled team can help you increase your market by updating your website, improving SEO, designing advertisements, and producing podcasts that will grab the attention of your market. Contact Spin Market today for all your digital marketing needs at digitalagent@spinmarket.com or call us at 515-302-8026. And to learn more, visit our website at www.spinmarket.com. That's digitalagent@spinmarket.com or 515-302-8026. or visit our website at www.spinmarketwith2ks.com.